Chung in Hong Kong, China, writes to me. He says, as you are no doubt aware, each component of the audio system, regardless of what it is, plays a different but vital role in the audio system. Couldn't agree more. However, each of the components has a sound character signature unique to themselves, like speakers, for example. My question is, what can we do to extract the best out of each of these disparate components and make them work together and give out their best? Bear in mind, if we change anything, like interconnect cables, this will significantly alter the overall performance of the system. But is it necessarily means that I have extracted the best out of the cables? And is it necessarily mating with the rest of the system to make them all give out what is best? Well, that's a very interesting question, because what we're dealing with here, and you're absolutely correct, Chung, and don't we want the best out of every single piece of equipment? It's why we bought it in the first place. If I buy a new DAC, I want to get everything that DAC is capable of giving me, don't I? And if I buy a new pair of speakers, I don't want to hear half the speaker. I don't want to hear 70% of what that speaker is going to be capable of. No, I want it all. I want it all. The problem is you're looking at it, I think, a little bit too closely. You're putting it too far under the microscope. And here's why. The ultimate goal is to get the most out of the system, not the components. Now, I know that might sound kind of backwards, because logically, if we get the most out of each component, we should get the most out of the entire system, right? But I'm trying to think of a good analogy. If I'm in my car and I just invested a whole bunch of money in upgrading my air conditioning system, and I want to get the most out of it, am I going to sit there with my coat on, freezing my ass off for the heater? No. I mean, I want the best systems, but then they have to work in synergy together. And that is the real goal. So within any system, especially one of separates, it's about synergy. It's how well does this piece work with that piece? If I have a pair of speakers that is kind of, well, let's just say they're kind of thin. Let's say they don't have great mid-bass. And I'm sold on those speakers. I'm keeping them speakers, right? All right, the next thing I need to do then is I need to get the most out of every piece of equipment that I put in there so as to augment what my speakers lack. So I will buy a preamplifier that's maybe a little tubby, because that tubbiness is going to go over and get the balance, get it all back in balance. And that's what we're really trying to achieve. So yeah, I get where you're going, and I hope I'm making sense. The goal is the system, and get the most out of the system as opposed to the individual components within that system. Okay, thanks for the question. I'll talk to you later.